Okay, looks like we are now live. I need to get the link, I guess, to post to the internet. So, hey, welcome. Probably no one who is watching this because um, I've messed up a couple of things, and this is my very first time. So, but if you're watching this later in the future, cool. This is my very first time ever live streaming. I don't really know what I'm doing. Going to be making some mistakes. It's okay. So the first thing I need to do is post a link to at least this live stream to the internet. Um, let's see. Let me quote retweet. Let's see. And we're live. Also moved it to YouTube. YouTube instead of Twitch. Alright. Live for the next hour. Okay, cool. Post. Alright, so that's on the internet, that's on Twitter, etc. All that stuff. Okay, sorry you have to see all of this stuff, this screen. Okay, I'll start recording it locally too, just to have that. Alright, hey, welcome to this live stream. Like I've said a couple of times already, this is my very first time live streaming. I'm hoping to make this a couple, or at least an ongoing series. I did make a small, short slide deck just to really quickly talk about what I want to do here. So, purpose of this, I have a personal project that I want to make. It is a custom Pulumi Provider. It is something that I need for a other side project of mine that I will not be live streaming. So I figured, hey, why not? Let's live stream this. It is a custom Pulumi Provider, so that you can upload static files to Cloudflare pages. So here's the thing. A lot of cloud providers these days have a really nice service for hosting static sites, right? So Cloudflare pages being one of them. DigitalOcean has theirs. I forget what it's called. Probably just DigitalOcean. I think apps, it's like a sub process of that. Azure has theirs, Azure Static Apps. So I currently have something on DigitalOcean on their thing, and I want to move it over to Cloudflare pages. Here's the thing, all three of those right there that I've just mentioned, and probably like every single other one that exists, make it a hassle to do it the way that I want to do it. So traditionally, you probably are thinking like, hey, let's make a CI/CD pipeline. Step one, build your stuff, generate your assets. Okay, now you have these files. Step two, deploy them somewhere. So copy paste those files to the target. That's basically it, right? The problem is a lot of these new cloud services, all these fancy things, they like to not work with your CI/CD process. So they say, okay, well, hey, cool, Cloudflare pages right here as an example. We will connect to your Git repo, and then you use our thing to do the build and deploy. And there's pros and cons to that. I'm not here to talk about that. Not going to say, what's better or worse. But for my scenario specifically, I would like the other way around. I want my GitHub action to do the build, create a zip folder, and then I want to deploy all the files in that zip file over to Cloudflare pages. I already have that process, that CI/CD pipeline. I already have that already created. It's already building this stuff. So I don't want to have a completely separate process to do this thing for me. So, which is annoying. So Cloudflare pages, the way that you can do this, so I did do a little bit of research ahead of time, and you basically have two ways to do this. You can manually upload the files using their web portal, or you can use Wrangler. It's their CLI for working with this. So what we're essentially going to be doing is we are going to be creating a wrapper around Wrangler. So when someone wants to use this Pulumi Provider, they will have to already have Wrangler installed locally. So if it's on your local machine, you have to install it and log in. If it's some CI/CD process like GitHub Actions or something else like it, then you will have to, as part of your CI/CD in the YAML, just install the Wrangler CLI, which I think is pretty common. That might like already be the requirement for other things. So, it's not too much extra that you would have to use. So, like I said, that's essentially what we're trying to make. Here's the general schedule. We're going to do this every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon U.S. Pacific. If you're out in any other part of the world, I'm sorry, I'm going to make you do that math yourself. Assuming that we're still doing this in October, when we get to the change in time because of daylight saving time, I know that's just chaos. I'm still going to make you do that work. So keep on the US. I'm sorry. We're going to go for about an hour each time. We'll get to like a general stopping point. Just some time that seems good. Like, hey, we're here. No need to move on to the next thing. So maybe sometimes it'll be 45 minutes, maybe an hour and a half. We'll see. And then we're just going to keep doing these every week until this project is done. So we're going to do everything about it. We'll create the code for this custom provider. We'll create CI/CD pipelines, etc., all that stuff. We'll do that with GitHub because all of this code will be hosted open source, etc., etc. And then we will actually try to get this uploaded to the pulumi.com/registry resources registry. As I look it up, let's see, pulumi.com/ is it registry? Yeah, here we go, registry. The thing that lists like all of the packages. So we're gonna try and see if we can get it here. I've never done this before. I don't know what's involved with it. It's a learning experience. We'll all have some fun. Let's see. Looks like I have two more. Oh yeah. Really quickly. Find me online, Programmer Al. Try to take that name everywhere that I can. But more importantly, I am not affiliated with any of the companies we're talking about today. Not affiliated with Pulumi. Not at all affiliated with Cloudflare, etc. None of these. I just want to try live streaming. See how this works out. And then I don't know what's on here. Oh yeah, last slide of this presentation. Like I said, I haven't done this before. I'm also very new to live streaming, and I'm just now realizing I don't have any background audio, no music. So that's a mistake on my part. I need to find something. If you have any suggestions, I guess let me know, either live in the chat or on Twitter. I am at programmeral.com, or at programmeral is that. I guess there's also my website at programmeral.com that has links, etc. Yeah, okay, so that's everything. Let's get started. Cool. So let's go over to everyone's favorite github.com. I'm going to go ahead and sign in. I will use this 1 second while I sign in using the GitHub thing. No requests found. Oh god, this app is so bad sometimes. Here we go. I have to type it in. Okay, woo, that should work. We should get redirected soon. Alright, there we go. Cool, so you can see a bunch of things here that are mine. We're just gonna go to mine. I always forget the nope, whack. Programmer Al, etc. Hey, there we go. That's me. Whoa, that's my stupid face. Where's the button? I want to create a new repository. I always forget this. It's not like I do it every day. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and make an entire new one. Let's see. I could have sworn that I had already thought of a name for this. I don't. Sorry. Naming things, right? The hardest part of programming. And I already had one. So let's call this programmeral.pulumi. Oops. Pulumi.cloudflare pages. Alright, so I think we're good with here. Cloudflare pages. I mean, it's specific to uploading static Cloudflare page. Let's call it .static files. Yeah, let's go with that. Static files provider. There we go, because it's a Pulumi provider. Okay, that's a long name, but it probably will be fine. Anyway, let's give it a quick description. All this, documentation. The thing that we should always be doing. Probably don't, but the thing we should do. Let's see. this repo. Custom C#. By the way, we're doing this all with C#.net stuff because that's my preferred set of things. But hey, it's Pulumi, so we could use that. We could also use Go or I think Python. I don't know about the Python thing or TypeScript, JavaScript, etc. But I'm choosing this one. All right. So this repo holds a custom C# application. Pulumi Pro. I am bad at the typing today. All right. Provider for uploading static files to Cloudflare pages. Okay, cool. Go ahead and add a README file just to have something there to start. As for my default git ignore, let's see. Is there a .NET one? DOT, C#? Honestly, I always just copy paste one that I already have, so I'm just gonna do that. But I will choose a license. Let's go with MIT license. So if someone wants to steal all of this from me, feel free. I would be annoyed, I guess, if you took all of this work, but oh well. Like I said, this is something I just want it to exist out in the world. That's it. Alright, cool. So we have that. So I am now off to Visual Studio. Let me go ahead and clone that repo. Let's clone it locally from GitHub. We already have that. Cool. Let me put it in my local GitHub folder and clone that. Woo, clone. Alright, cool. So, we have that. Now, in my other screen over here that I'm not going to show, I am just going to go ahead and copy paste a git ignore file from a different repo, one that I don't necessarily want to make open, so sorry about that. And while I'm here, I will also be copying a git ignore file. So 1 second, let me get this stuff here. All right, cool. So I've just added two other files, a editor config file and a git ignore file. Let me scroll down. I think I have some custom things from the thing. Yeah, here we go. Let's get rid of those two things. All right, cool. Oh, you know what? Don't need that. Don't need that. All right, this, ooh, wow. I need to clean up my standard git ignore file. And probably don't need that either. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this stuff because I think that's needed. If you're not familiar with .editor config files, the general idea is, well, you can kind of see right here. This is for my repo. Here are the rules that I want to set. So things like, you know, when here I'm using Visual Studio. Hey, what are the rules that we as a group working on this all need to follow? That kind of stuff. So has set a lot of things to suggestions, some to error, warning, etc. So I've changed things to my preferred style, and I'm still adding to it, updating all of that stuff. So cool. Let's just quick message added git ignore and editor config files. All right, so we're gonna push that directly to main because I'm the only one working on this. I don't care. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and make an entirely new provider. I've never done this before. Let's look into that. So I know Pulumi custom provider, and they had an article recently about doing this with C#. Okay. Oh, all right. Preview resource providers. I don't think that's it. Let's see. Hey, here we go. Today they're announcing preview of .NET. All of this stuff. This means you can use it, etc., etc. So, this is the first look preview provided. When was this? This was January of this year. I'm hoping it's better now. We'll see. You'll need to use this version of Pulumi to access the new APIs. Cool. I have that. I have Pulumi installed locally on my machine, and I have the newer version than that. You can see an example of the new provider interface in here. So I will go ahead and use that. Please view the provider interface and raise issues here, here, and here. All right, so we are good there. Let's see. All right, cool. So, Pulumi.net test provider. So this looks like something we can just go ahead and kind of just copy paste, honestly. Let's see. Let's look at the CS project file. What's in here? Referencing. Okay, well that'll just be a NuGet package reference. All of this stuff. So we're good there. Test provider. All right. What do we got here? That's right. So we have to. I'm sure we have to inherit from provider. And then all of the different things that Pulumi will have to do. So let's see, echo random. All right, request types. Oh, that's right. All of the different types of things you can type in from the CLI or whatever. A diff. Okay, we're gonna have to handle all this stuff. Make random. I'm sure that's just for the testing. Okay, got it. Ooh, all right, cool. So we got that, and that's essentially all the code that we're gonna be working with. What's program.cs? Is this a console? Yeah, okay, I guess this is a console app. Okay, not what I would have expected, actually. Let's go back to the CS project file. Yeah, it's an executable. Okay, I would have expected like a class library, but you know what? I guess that makes sense, because the way Pulumi works, and if you're unfamiliar with it, Pulumi runs your code. Let me start over. When you want Pulumi to make your cloud resources, you type in your CLI, assuming you're doing this locally, not the CI/CD process. Type Pulumi up, and so Pulumi then runs your code. From there, Pulumi then, I guess, calls into all of the different providers that you're using. So the Azure provider, AWS provider, DigitalOcean, Cloudflare, etc. Right? So all of those providers to figure out what should exist based on your code. That's step one. Step two is then to do a diff of, all right, what currently exists, what should exist, and then figure out, okay, what changes need to happen. Step three is when it calls the provider again, not your code, the provider, so the Cloudflare in our case. So that's when Pulumi will call that to say, make these changes, do the thing that you need to do our desired state config type of dealio. Okay, got it. So that makes a lot of sense that this is implemented as an app, so that Pulumi, when calling the provider, just calls a new process. All right, so that makes a lot of sense. Never tried that. And what's this YAML? Okay, runtime.net. Perfect. That is easy enough. I can go ahead and just start copying this. Cool. So, well, then in that case, go ahead and make an entirely new console app. And let's see. So I'm going to, location will be here. You know what? Let's put it into a source folder, src. So we'll put that in there. And then I'm going to call this, it's actually going to be the same name. So project name will be this thing. Consider reducing the length. The system will fail to create nested files that exceed. All right, that's fine. I have that disabled. Boy. Should I call it? No, that's a good point. We're only going to have the one provider in here. That's fine. So that'll be the solution name. We are going to change the actually let's change that solution name. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. Cool. Next, yeah, let's go with .NET 7. All that stuff. Let's use the top level statements. I don't hate them. I don't think they're bad in any way. So, cool. Creating. Hey, it's created. Woo. All right. So, Solution Explorer back here. We've got all this basic stuff. I'm going to go ahead and set this up to how I like this, which is a couple of things. So, first off, nullable enable. Yes. The other thing is, treat warnings as errors true. Whoops. Oh, no. God. All right. That's the thing I like. So let's make all warnings errors. We'll ignore a couple of them as time goes by. I have a couple that I usually just copy paste from a different project. And then what's the other one? Namespace. Boy. All right. Well, first of all, assembly name is going to be this thing, and then root namespace. Perfect. Thank you, GitHub, whatever, GitHub Copilot, tab. That doesn't always work. All right, root name. There we go. Now I hit tab and that worked. It's like 50-50 for me at this point, hitting tab and it auto-putting that code. Oh, well. Sorry, let me take a little swig of some water here. Okay, so we have this. Our provider. If we look back at this code, so we got to do a couple of things. Oh, you know what? Let's make this Pulumi plugin.yaml file. This should be easy. Copy paste this. Whoops. Nope. Wrong button. Oh, a couple wrong buttons in a row. All right. Provider. Oh, provider. That one. Let's go ahead and add a new item. I'm gonna call it Pulumi plugin.yaml. We're just gonna copy this one line. Copy paste. All right. Cool. Do I have to worry about this? Build action. I think none, but we will copy it out to the output directory. I think that's needed. We'll find out later. It'll probably surface as some weird issue that we just won't figure out. So gonna copy paste this. Let's get rid of that part. Let's see. Oh, that's right. The other thing that I was missing from the CS project file is Pulumi, so I'm hopeful that we will be able to get this provider.serve from adding a NuGet package. So Pulumi. Let's go ahead. I accept. Cool. That's installed. All right. IntelliSense. Yes. Pulumi.experimental.provider. Okay. I was hoping this wouldn't be an experimental thing, but okay, sure. And actually, out of curiosity, what's in that namespace? Let's figure that out. So Pulumi.experimental. Oh, just provider. That's it. Okay. Okay. Some requests. Okay, so everything that the provider is supposed to do. That makes a lot of sense. All right. So next up, last thing, we need to create our actual provider. So let's go back. Oh boy. This thing we won't copy paste. All right, so let's add a new class. And then here's where we make our provider. So Cloudflare static pages. Oh, wait, sorry, not static pages. Wait. Cloudflare pages. Static files provider. Cloudflare pages static files provider. Ooh, oh boy. All right. Hey, okay, this is a little bit of a stupid thing that I'm going to say, but I just want to make sure. Cloudflare pages. I'm not mixing that name up with something else, right? Okay, good. Cloudflare pages. Cool. Just didn't want to make sure like that was the name of some other provider and Cloudflare calls theirs differently, right? It's something that happens. Cool. So we got that. Public here, all that. Cool. And we're going to name provider using that. And oh boy. Okay. So let's look at this. So this is an abstract class. Oh, everything is virtual. So I only have to implement the stuff that I want to. Although it looks like everything is throwing the not implemented exception. So basically we're going to be doing this one at a time. Okay, got it. So one method at a time. We'll be testing it as we go. All of that stuff. Okay, all right. Cool. That's a whole thing. All right. Well, we probably are going to want our host. So I'm just going to copy paste this stuff down here. So this is our constructor. Private. Oops, yeah, I cannot type today. And I like to do it our code this way. So underscore host. All right. Yeah, it's assigned, never used, etc., etc. Okay, almost there. So let's go back. So here's our main. Now let's hit build. Whoa, build has succeeded. Wahoo. All right. So we're not using these using statements. So let's get rid of that. Okay. We'll leave a lot of these. So back to the get changes. Initial commit of new C# project for the Pulumi Provider. All right, let's just get that committed, nice and safe, etc., etc. Cool. So we have that. All right. Well, I think that is a good initial thing. We're gonna keep going. I'm not saying we're closing out. I'm just saying that that is something. So now is the research phase, right? Like I said, I haven't made this before, so we gotta figure out a couple of things. So first up, we need to learn how Pulumi calls this stuff. So looking at these examples right here, let me zoom in a little bit. Um, so it looks like, I mean, this is just calling the standard things. Okay, got it. So we have that. Oops, wrong button. Control 0. That's what we want. The next thing, let's do a little bit of research on Cloudflare pages, on uploading static files. So Cloudflare pages. So got that. Waiting on that page load. Hey, okay, cool. We've got that. Let's read the docs. So, let's see if I can find the thing that I was looking for. Deploy your site. Let's see. Is this what we want? No, this is still the use our thing to build stuff and upload file. That's not what I want. All right. How to? Use direct upload with continuous integration. Oh, wait. Is this what I wanted? Is this what I wanted this entire time? Let's see. Set up a workflow. Okay. If it turns out that this just works the way I want, then maybe we'll cancel this whole thing. I don't know. This is what I get for not reading as in depth as I should. So, add Cloudflare credentials to GitHub secrets. Set up a workflow. No, this is not what I want. So, I guess two things. So, here's the thing. My project that I'm working on, I have made the decision to deploy all of the cloud assets, all the resources with Pulumi, and also, at the same time, the application gets deployed too. So that's part of one Pulumi up command. There's pros and cons to doing that versus the other way of deploy all your cloud infrastructure and then separately deploy all of your stuff, all of your applications, your assets to that infrastructure. So this, what we're looking at right here, is for that separation style of things. This will not do what I want it to do. So, okay. Good, I guess. I mean, honestly, I would rather not have to do that work, but oh well, that's fine. But this isn't so bad. Let's see. So, npm, let's see, run. Okay, well, I'm curious how this does it. So, check out publish, Cloudflare actions. You know what? Let's see if we can find this. I'm curious what that code looks like. Because if we could just copy paste a bunch of code, I mean, that would save us some time. So, let's see. GitHub actions. This thing. Cloudflare pages action. I wonder how new this is. Months ago, a year. Oh, God. All right. A lot older than I thought. Okay. So, looks like here's the basic usage. This is what we saw on the other page. Get an account ID, an API token. Again, assuming that's everything we have. Or Wrangler. You can use the newly released Wrangler v3. Wrangler v3. Wonder which version I have installed. I did just install it the other day. Wrangler help? Nope. Okay. Wrangler help. Term Wrangler. Oh, it would help if I spelled this correctly. All right. I cannot type today. Wrangler help. There we go. -v. Okay. Wrangler -v. I'm using 340, so that's what I get for having installed that very recently. Okay, cool. So we're good there. So looks like Wrangler can do that. And actually, out of curiosity, because like I said, my assumption is we're going to be just overwriting or doing stuff. We are going to just wrap around what Wrangler does. So I know that it can just deploy files, but I don't see generate, dev, deploy. Deploy? No, that's a worker. No, we're not doing workers. Wrangler pages. Wrangler pages help. Okay, here we go. Wrangler pages dev project. Interact with your pages projects. I do need to create a pages project. I don't have one yet for this. You know what? Actually, let's do that. I'm sorry. I know we're all over the place. But this is my first time playing around with a lot of this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and log in. Cloudflare dashboard is loading. All right, cool. I already have one. You can see I use Cloudflare programrail.com. Could have sworn I actually left that. Didn't know it was still on here, but oh well. Hey, it's on here. Oh, good to know. All right, so pages. So let's go ahead and delicate hat. I don't know what this is. It's probably something I need to delete. Last modified a year ago. Yeah. What's making a request? And I'm sorry. While we're here, I'm just gonna delete it. I don't know what this is for. Settings, view bindings, integrations, quick edit. Nope. Okay. I'll delete that afterwards. I'm sorry. I don't want to waste your time looking at this. Anyway, let's create an application. This is a worker though. I want to make a pages. Where do I make the pages? Okay. Great with the CLI. Pages. Oh, I see. There's a tab. Ah, there we go. Okay. Correct using a direct upload. Do I just hit upload assets? Create a name. Okay, cool. Got it. So we're just going to call this practice. Oh, someone else. Oh, yeah, practice-DWI. Perfect. We'll do that. I'm assuming that this will go ahead and create something. All right, cool. And then we can upload files later whenever we feel like it. Can I just hit deploy and have like an empty site? Is that an option? No. Okay. Well, then that's fine. Let me go ahead. Create a new thing over here. So new. Oh God. It's been a while since I've created since I've created just a standard index HTML file. Head, body, my static site. All right, that's it. I don't need much. Let's see. Let me go up. Folder. So over here in our Git repo, let me just put this somewhere so we can keep it around. Static content. So we'll just have something. I'll save it to that folder. And this will be index.html. Cool. Okay, so that's stored. Select from my computer. We'll upload a folder. Perfect. This folder will be what's uploaded. Okay, great. We'll deploy that site. That should be good. That'll get us everything. If I go to it, hey, my static site, woo. Okay. And that's essentially it, right? Like what we're making will be when I hit Pulumi up, all of the files in that folder are what will be uploaded. So that works. Or as a zip folder. So you know what? Let's actually figure out what that looks like when using Wrangler. So Wrangler pages. Let's see, project help, project list. And it should only show up the one we created, so the project name is practice. Perfect, that's nice and easy. Okay, deploy. So Wrangler pages deploy, and here's the directory. So if I go ahead and make a change to that one, so let's bring this up, my static site 2, so that should make a change. And I'm going to say deploy, and here is the full path to that folder. So let's see what that does. Use an existing project, practice. Okay. Probably going to want to know the probably going to want to know in the future the parameters for that, because it was asking us stuff. But I'm assuming, yep, okay, cool, 2. All right, that's easy enough. That's basically what we want. Let's go back here though. Let's look what do these parameters look like? So, oh, okay, perfect. So project name, all of that stuff. No bundle? Whether to run bundling on Worker.js. Okay, cool. I don't know what that feature is. That's probably something. Okay, got it. So I'm going to go back here, and if I just say dash dash project name will be practice. Oh, and 1 second before I do this, let me bring this up. Let's go back to 3, hit save, and hit enter. It should just go right on ahead. Success, uploaded 1 files, cool. And then I go back over here, click that button, my static site 3. Okay, awesome. So that's easy enough, essentially, right, for what we're gonna do. So if I go back over here to my host and I want to override something in the provider, I'm gonna go ahead, let's minimize this. There's a lot of stuff, configure, invoke, update, here we go. This is probably the thing that we're gonna want. So let's go ahead and say, you know what, actually, really quickly, let's override all of these because we are gonna implement all of these. So let's go ahead and do that. So instead of virtual override, here we go. All right, let's manually update all of these really quickly. Nope. That. Okay, cool. That build? That should build. Should be good. All right, cool. So all of this stuff is copy pasted as a reminder. This is the stuff we need to mess with. All right, so update. I'm pretty sure. All right. Async? Yeah, sure. Let's do that. All right. Just for the sake of it, let's run this. Let's test it. And so the way we're going to do this is, well, we need to call a app on our local machine. So let's make a new process. Var process equals new process. System.diagnostics.process. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna mess with a lot of this stuff. So first of all, file name, start info. File name is Wrangler. Arguments in our case are going to be, and this is the full string, right? Okay, cool. So, just gonna copy paste. Again, this is just to prove that it works for our scenario. So I'm just gonna copy paste this stuff. Yeah, it's good enough. We're not actually gonna be passing all of that stuff. And working directory is not gonna matter, so we're good there. We do want to redirect the standard input output, all of that stuff. Process.start, and then await process.wait for exit async. We'll pass in that cancellation token in case something happens. Let's see, and update response. What is the update response? Bunch of properties. Okay, I have no idea what comes in here. Let's actually go back to the example one. So here's the one that the test provider, the example that Pulumi has created. No, there's no update. What's the... Seriously, there's no update in here. They implement everything except update. That's the one I wanted to play with. Oh boy. Okay. I guess we could do create because that'll be a first time thing. So all right, let's put all this stuff into create. So copy that. Let me undo. Hold that Control Z. There we go. All right, fine. Where's create? Here's create. Okay. And then this needs to be changed to sync, all of that stuff. Okay, cool. So we got this. Now what's in create? So if the type is echo, okay, not familiar with that. Request.type. Create request. So this is recreate the type. Okay, not familiar with that. Type, name, okay. All right. Index, fail on delete. Is it? Okay. Are these just switches that I should know about? I'm wondering if these are documented somewhere. Like I said, never made one before, so this will be a learning experience for me. Let me go up to the root directory, pulumi.net. Let me see what we've got here. So here is the example program. Yeah, let's see. Running iteration test. Running tests. This you want CLI to use the Pulumi language.net plugin. This repository. Oh, okay. All right, development and testing. You need this stuff involved. Pulumi CLI. You can run one of the following commands. All right. Run, build. Okay. Maybe we need to spend more time reading how this stuff works. Let's see. Building the language plugin, a binary will be built into this folder. This is the binary that will be used by the integration tests. Okay, that's not that helpful, to be honest, but okay. Okay, all right. Well, okay. All right. This is just Pulumi on .net, right? This is the whole thing. So that's not exactly what we want. The thing we really care about is the provider. So I think we're kind of on our own here. I mean, like they said in their initial thing over here, it has minimal documentation. So that's kind of where we're at. Let's see. What's this? Is this the... here's the interface. Okay. Which is exactly what we keep saying in Visual Studio when I go to definitions. So, okay. Well, in that case, return new create response. All of this stuff. Okay. Properties. Let's make this look a little bit prettier, and then I'll figure out what it's complaining about. All right, what are you complaining about? Property should be string. Oh, property value. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go back to our example. What is the create doing in this scenario? So create, that's throwing an exception. Nope, that's check. Here we go. All right, so oh, outputs add echo. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, right, random. Okay, I think this is the actual do a thing. Test provider index. I wonder if that's a config thing for the integration test. All right, well. It looks like, from what I can tell, this one right here, this index random, this is it actually doing a thing. So I guess what are the outputs? The outputs are just basic info on what it did, the length, the result. Okay, sure. Oh, I guess I should make, where's outputs? What's the object? Oh yeah, it's just this property. Okay, cool, easy enough. Outputs. Let's put that here. Cool. Let's see. So I don't know what's supposed to go in here. Is it supposed to be? I guess this is probably okay. I don't have a Pulumi Provider up right now, but I'm guessing that this is just the miscellaneous set of properties that are the output values. So that's actually probably something we should create. We should create a new Pulumi project that will use this thing mainly for integration testing. That's probably useful. But if you're not familiar with it, or I should stop saying again because I haven't said that before. So if you're not familiar with Pulumi, after you run Pulumi up, if you go to the web portal, the Pulumi website stuff, and you log in, you can see your stack that was created, and I'm guessing these are all of those properties of what was created. So I guess for now, actually, again, just for testing, I don't think we're going to need this. So let's go ahead and leave that alone. And cool, build succeeded, all of that. So we have this. Now I just want to test this. So, next question, how do we do that? Let's see. So I'm guessing, is there something here? How do I, it's the test provider. This is all being run from Go. Okay. You can see an example of using the provider interface in this. Is that, wait, is that where we just were? That's just where we were. Okay. This has been replaced. This has replaced the old test provider that was written in Go. Okay. Please view this. Okay. Unfortunately, like I said, this is kind of the only documentation that they have for this, mainly because of this preview part. Let's see. Well, I'm sure there's some documentation somewhere. So Pulumi custom provider. Let's see if we can find some documentation on how to create a new provider. Oh, nope, that's a GitHub issue from 2018. Ooh, oh boy. All right. Let's see if I can just scroll through, and then they're gonna have something. No, I'm not saying much, but all right. Well, I guess if one of the co-founders of the company or the CEO, yeah, founder CEO of Pulumi. Yeah, I guess if he's adding something there, it probably got looked at, but I'm not seeing much. Well, that's a bridge, Pulumi to Terraform. Oh, hey, here we go. We now have this link here. It's an initial page covering. There's a lot of best practices not captured yet, so we'll leave this other one open. Okay, so let me open that link, but first let's look at this. Open to add best practices to those docs. Okay, let's just go back here. Pulumi packages. So, Pulumi packages are the core technology that enables cloud infrastructure, etc., etc. This is what we're creating, by the way, a package. It will be a package. It is a package that implements a provider. All right. So, Pulumi registry to create your own package. Use this guide. All right. Cool. So, good on that for now. Overview of authoring. Decide the type of package you want to create. Oh, by the way, we will be doing a component package. By the way, this is this one. Write a Pulumi component in your language of choice and expose it in all of the Pulumi languages. So, the EKS package is an example of that. So that's probably another thing that we should look at. All right, so let's go to this other tab, author packages in the Pulumi registry. So this might be a later thing. A component. A template repository is coming soon. Looks like they haven't updated this yet, but okay. You know what? Let's look at the TypeScript ones. This TypeScript is very similar to C# in terms of how that looks. So let's kind of look at this documentation, see if we can make something based off of this. So repose boilerplate. The repository is part of this guide. Learn about the concepts behind packages here, and more specifically Pulumi components. Have we been here? Oh no. Okay, cool. So we'll get around to this, but we will look at components a little bit later. So an example, static page component resources available in here. Oh, perfect, static page. That's basically what we're creating. So maybe that'll be helpful. This component creates a static web page hosted in AWS 3S bucket. There's nothing special about static page, just a typical thing. Okay. Component provider makes component resources available to other languages. Cool, that's the thing we want. So we'll write it all of our code in C#, but we'll use the special Pulumi thingy to make it work with the other languages, so you don't have to worry about calling C# from Go or whatever it is. Okay. Code generator is available, all this stuff. Yeah, that's the thing we were just talking about. Cool. As an example of using this component in TypeScript is available in examples/simple. Okay, cool. Alrighty, build and test. So, alright, so let's go to that example/simple. That's this one over here. So I'm guessing index.ts. So is this referencing already? Is that? It's referencing the package already. So don't know if that's what we want. All right. Well, let's take a guess. I think if I were to just create a new Pulumi project and then Pulumi up from there, I think that'll work. I guess we'll try it. We'll find out. We'll have it reference this. So, yeah, let's give that a shot. All right, so I'm going to, over here, source in here. Let's bring this, let's start a new tab. So let's CD into there, clear this. Oh boy, I need to really shorten this length because that is way over there. I'll do that later. There's a thing you can do for that. I've done it before. But for now, let's say Pulumi, is it new? Oh wait, hold on. Pulumi, who am I? Am I logged in at all? No, looks like I'm not logged in. So let me, over here, I'm gonna do that in a on the different screen over here. So 1 second. Pulumi.com. Oh, nope. That's not what I want. Sorry, I have too many things open on too many windows. It's a little harder. So let's see. Sign in. I finally click that button. Using my, oh, that's right. This uses my GitHub authflow to sign in. Cool, so we're good there. All right, and so now I'm going to Pulumi login. So that'll open, let me hit enter. That'll open my tab in the other window. Cool, we're all good, and I will continue off to my dashboard. And here we go. So here's my Pulumi dashboard. I, whoops, did not mean to move just the tab open. This. All right, cool. So we're good here. So now let me clear all this from the screen. Pulumi new. Got this. Nope, it's not new. Has to be an empty directory. What's in this one? Oh, okay, sure. Make dir, and this will be the integration. I guess we'll call it that. So CD into integration, and then so Pulumi new. Yeah, we'll go into here. Cool. All right. Ooh boy. You know what? I'm just very used to using Azure C#. So I'm just gonna hit new on that one, and we'll delete the Azure stuff because we're not using that at all. All right, so project name integration. I don't like that project name. So let's call this. Well, I guess this can be the set of integration tests that we run with this later on. So you know what? Integration dash tests. Why is that not typing? Is that all right? I'll just hit enter. Is it something wrong with this? What's going on here? All right, cancel that. That was weird. Don't know what happened there. So Pulumi new. I just need one to start with. So like I said, I'm starting with something that I'm familiar with. Integration test. All right, this is weird. Okay, one more time. Let's clear that. Pulumi new. I'm not going to type this time. This time I'm just going to hit enter, and then we'll edit as we want. So C#. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Let's just close that tab. All right, so integration. It's still empty. So CD into here. Pulumi new. Enter. Okay, don't know what was up there. I'm just gonna, leave all of this stuff, all these East US. I live in the East US, so that'll just be a little bit easier for me. Okay, cool. So we're good over there. That's all set up. Over here, I have all of this stuff created, so we're good. So let's go back here to Visual Studio, and I'm going to add a new project. Sorry, not a new project. I want to add an existing project. Oops. That's not where I want everything here in Programmer Al, in this thing, in source, hue, and integration, CS project. Cool. So now we have all of that. Let's make a couple changes to this default project. First of all, let's go with 7. All the new stuff. We're not using Azure for any of this stuff. Cool. Let's go in here. Let's delete all of this stuff since we're not creating anything there. Let's get rid of that. None of the Azure resources, so we're good. Cool. Pulumi over here. Integration. Yeah, let's leave all this stuff. I don't care about that. And all of the. All right, cool. No Azure. Not using that. So nothing. We're good. Cool. Let's see. Dependency. Let's add a project reference. So I think if we just add a reference to this, I'm hoping we're good. So var provider equals a new. Here we go. This provider. All right, and I need to pass in host. Okay, what is iHost? What is that? All right. Wonder where iHost came in. That's interesting. So let's go back over here and look at. Let's see. Let's see if we can find an example of this. So maybe in the TypeScript provider. Let's look in this code. Hoping for something. What's in CMD? Where's resource? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's try this. Provider.ts. Version. Construct static page name. Okay. How's this used? Index. Acquire the package. New. Provider version schema args. That's to this provider. Okay, so we created new version schema args. Okay, whoops, that's not what I want. I thought that would go to definition. Isn't there a go to? It's button, like control click or something. Oh well. Okay, so I guess we don't need it right now. So let's go ahead and ignore that. Here are the inputs. Okay, so I'll go to this code. We're not using it, so don't need to try and implement it, I guess. So build. Oh, that's the host. That's the provider. Oh boy. All right. So maybe, okay, so my mental model is off. Let's go back to this. So this is passing in the host. So if that's passing in the host, then how do I, from my code over here, how do I call the provider? What am I doing to implement that? Let's see. Well, this is one of those times where it'd be nice if more than 0 people were watching the stream. But, oh well. Maybe someone who's watching would know how I would use this. Okay, so from what I'm guessing, from what I can tell, this is the provider class that's being used. Well, maybe this doesn't work the way I thought it did. I guess my mental model is probably off. So let's make that assumption. So let's assume, go back here to the provider. Maybe this isn't actually run as a sorry, maybe this isn't actually run as a program. Maybe this is run as like a class library. And actually, if we go back to looking at the TypeScript one, I don't know. Well, no, that's a main function. It sounds exactly like it is being run like a program. Okay, so I think what I said earlier is correct. That Pulumi runs your provider, your custom resource provider, as a separate process. So then how does my code then call it? All right, well, let's try not worrying about this for now. Let's try this. hit build. It all built successfully. We're all good there. Writer dot create. No, I don't call create on this, right? Pretty sure. Yeah. So let's leave this and see if this does what we want. So let's see. From where we are, we're here. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Pulumi up. So I am currently on my local machine. I'm logged into Pulumi with my account. I'm also logged into Wrangler, logged into Cloudflare through Wrangler. So I think if I just hit Pulumi up, well, I guess dev, I need to select a stack. This might work. Oh, nope, not dev. I just hit up. Yeah. When to create? Let's see what happens. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this will create anything. If it'll run that. I guess actually before we do anything, I should have changed this to 4. It's my static site 4. So let me try this one more time. I guess I don't have any code to say that there is a change. Let me run this again. I guess I don't think this is running anything. I don't think it's creating anything new, because I'm betting if I go back to here, yeah, it's still 3. Okay. Let's see if we can figure that out. So do I have to implement more? So get diff config. Let's see. None of this stuff is implemented. That's where I'm worried. Let's see. Let's see. What happens if I return a new check response? Can I just say, nope, inputs, diff? What's in diff response? Changes? Okay, yeah, there are changes. Okay, let's try this. Let's say, first of all, yeah, all right. Wait, task completed task, just a syntax thing. Return new, diff response, changes true. Let's try that. Detail diff stables. I think we can get away with not needing any of that. Invoke. I don't know what invoke is. How is invoke different from like create or update? Does this say what should happen? Return failures. Okay. Well, let's look at some sample code of what is in invoke. So if we go to this provider here, here's the TypeScript one. We go to invoke. It doesn't have an invoke. Okay. Oh, what's this doing? This provider isn't. Oh, it's calling static page. Okay. I think I know what's going on. So we have a provider, and a provider doesn't do much as far as I can tell. This is just creating something. But static page, this is the actual component resource. Okay. Here's that learning experience. My mental model, very different. Okay. So does that mean then that should this let's see, should this be a component resource? Static files, just call it that, Cloudflare. Whoa, I have a typo? Hey, no one told me there was a typo. CLOUD, flare, yes. And then this one, CLOUD. Alright, whoops. Alright, Cloudflare, static files. Alright, cool, so we're good here. This provider, yeah, that one stayed the same. Alright, cool. So, whoops, so Pulumi, so Pulumi component resource. All right, is that something? What am I missing? Wonder why component resource isn't showing up here. Using Pulumi. All right, cool. I guess. All right. Well then, let's go ahead. Or a lot of this stuff. What is generate all? Okay, cool. Got that. All right. Oh yeah. So all of this work has to happen in the Static in the constructor? That does make sense, actually, now that I think about it, because when you use Pulumi, you make a new instance of a thing. You provide a bunch of resource options, all of that stuff. Okay, got it. So, okay, new bucket policy. All right, well, and register outputs. So where is something doing the code? Because this is just calling something internal. Okay, so how do I say run something? Okay, well, whew, oh boy. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. We're gonna end up deleting this. A lot of that stuff. We're gonna leave that provider alone. And then let's see. There's a lot. This is the base. Is it? So that's the base. Is this? What's this calling? That's calling base also. But we have, so that's one constructor. TypeScript has, or sorry, in our C# code, for some reason we have two, but here we have one. Is this component resource? Alrighty, so let's do this. Let's just get rid of that. I think we're good. We hit build. Yeah, that part's not going to work. That's fine. So I do this. I guess I'm not going to do it in async. So process dot wait for exit. We'll do that. We don't have any of that stuff. Okay. Okay. Guess in my mind, I thought component resource and provider were one thing, but I guess not. So I guess the provider is the code, and the component resource is the actual individual thing that's being created, the resource in your cloud provider. So, okay. All right. I mean, it doesn't help us that it's actually still using the underlying thing, because I was kind of hoping for some custom code that we could go off of. But all right, let's see what happens when we do this. So I'm gonna instead go back here. I'm gonna say static files. So file player static pages static file. Yeah, let's do that. And then what needs to go? We need a name. Oh, type. We don't need a type. I guess we'll have a type. What's calling this? What's giving it? What kind of type is it? Okay. Well, I think type will probably always be the same. So type will be, and again, a lot of this stuff is just because we would just want to have an example, something just to start with. And so I'll just call it this. I'll probably end up changing it, making it something way better later. So let's go with this. But the name will be my static files. What else is required? Args? Resource args. New resource args. No? Is that? Ah, it's an abstract class. Oh, that's right. I need to make an abstract class. All right. Yes. Static files. Public class files args. I think that's what it is. We're going to do a lot of cleanup later on. But for now, this will be new this. Cool. So let's hit build. All that stuff. 2 failed. What failed? Oh, that's because the name changed. Whoops. All right. Cool. So that succeeded. All of that. All right. Let's go back here. So let's clear all this stuff. Let's go Pulumi up this thing. Previewing update. All right, and it failed. Why did it fail? An error occurred trying to start process Wrangler with working directory. The system cannot find the file specified. What? That makes no sense. Did I misspell Wrangler? It's possible. All right, it's one of those days. So I think I copied that. Let's go back here and paste. No, no, that's correct. Hmm. The name of the application to start. Yeah, no, that's right. Wrangler. Huh. Let's see. Very surprised. I expected it to error in different parts, but definitely not there. If I run up again, just, for the fun of it, let's see what happens. It's taking longer this time. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but now it's running, so. Alright. Yeah, same thing. Same issue. Huh. Okay. Alright. So I'll tell you what. I think that we're at a good stopping point here. We have an error. I'm going to do some research. So I think that my mental model is very wrong in terms of the provider and the custom resource. So I think that I need to learn a little bit more about that stuff before we can really move on. So that'll be my goal for the week to read about that, and then we'll have some direction. Um, yeah, because you probably don't want to watch this and watch me just learn all of this for the first time. But I think I have a theory of how this actually is supposed to work, and how those two go together. But I don't want to say it now because I could be wrong yet again, like I have been for the past over an hour. So we'll see. Like I said, this is a learning experience for myself and all of us. So as of right now, let's just for the fun of it, upload this code that we have. So this will be pushed off up to GitHub. So interim commit doesn't work. Will rethink how provider and custom resources interact with each other. Okay, cool. So let's commit that, push it, just that way we have something out there. But yeah, I think what I need to do is spend some time really understanding how this works. Like I said, I think I know how it works now in my head. I just don't want to say yet another stupid wrong thing to anyone watching. So I think this was a fun, very first live stream for myself. Maybe you had some fun also. In the meantime, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, etc., you can find me online at pretty much anything. Where's that? Here we go. You can find me at Programmer Al. Twitter's probably the best one for that right now. I try to leave my DMs open. GitHub also works. I don't know if you can send people messages on GitHub, but all of that stuff. Anyway, we'll be back with another fun hour of this in a week. Sunday of next week, which I believe is, what's that, August 12th. So next Sunday, I don't need DoorDash. So next Sunday, not 12th, 13th. Look at the wrong one. Sunday, August 13th, we'll come back. We'll try this all again, and hopefully we'll make another baby step a little bit further. All right.